Good morning, good evening, good afternoon, and welcome to the Play versus coverage of the Hawaii High School Athletic Association's Rocket League Finals, where we have the best of 7 match coming up between McKay Rocket and the MHS Esports Rocket League teams. And I am joined by Jordan. And this is the first time I actually saw your name printed down. Your name, and I just was gonna. Can you pronounce it for me?
Anan Malay. It's a bit of a mouthful. No problems. I totally understand. Yeah, Animalay is good. That works totally fine. Jordan, Rocket League Guru. I don't know. Whatever works to get us through this cast. I think we'll find a way one way or another. Look, we got a heck of a matchup kicking off here. I'm a little excited. I've actually had an opportunity. I've actually seen one of these teams before from the fall playoffs with PlayVS. So some returning contenders coming in here. I believe from the President William McKinley High School there. So really excited to kick this off. Going to see some high-level gameplay. Anything to look for on your side, Mr. Cup of Robots?
You know, I'm just looking for, over the past couple weeks of watching tournaments and everything, I'm very curious what formations we're going to see. Because we've seen an all-out 3 up front a couple times, but earlier today we saw a 1-2 formation that worked out really well with really good rotation. So I'm anxious to see what these two teams are going to decide to go with.
Yeah, I mean, that high-level play, you kind of really need to go with the 2-1 formation. Leaving your net wide open is tough when, transitional plays come in, a little, tip off the ceiling, a bad bounce, something you can't handle, a weird post, and then all of a sudden the other team's back the other direction, and you got no one there. You got nothing to stop anything. So, let's see how this shakes out. I'm expecting to see, we've seen some SSL level players, we've seen some Grand Champ players, we've seen, kind of a variety across the board, but I think all said and done, we're going to see some high level gameplay. I think we really need to look out for Sly. Sly's going to be a tough one, but here we go. We're off to the races, and we have MHS coming up on your blue side with McKay Rocket League on the other side, and Sly is already off doing work here in front of the net, and a big save from Aquarius.
Beautiful, brother. Just seeing the midfield control that is so valuable in these high level matches come into play here.
Absolutely is. Starting to get a feel for each other. The first few minutes of a match is always tough in Rocket League because everyone's just trying to figure out what's the play style going to be, what are the rotations looking like, who's going to get the first boost advantage of some sort. Boo Boo with a good opportunity there, loses out on that 50. Sly had to be smart on it. But again, I think we'll see the pace to start to settle down, the rotations start to, get a little bit more of a pattern to them. As a big shot here from Boo Boo, buries it over top of the defender there, high right side, great shot opportunity there off a 50-50 play on the McKay side. MHS Beautiful. Up 1-0.
This is this is a match first where I've seen a screaming pineapple on top of a car in competitive play.
I want to make it extremely clear to everyone, tuning in on Twitch right now. Rocket League fashion is the utmost importance to the skill of your play. The better you look, the better you play. There is a direct correlation to that, and I think everyone should be styling out their vehicles to the, toppers and colors and paint jobs and wheels and boosts of their choice. You will play better. I want to make that entirely.
100%. I mean, that's the only way I was able to beat Bloodborne, because I looked so good.
Look good, feel good, play good as MHS is turning the ball around back towards the McKay Rocket side. Again, get a little advantage here. Looks like MHS has a slight boost advantage currently as they're able to maintain control in the offensive zone. Sly's going to have to go down to collect there. Can't maintain control on that one. Boo Boo with a good play wide. He's going to have to control it off the half wall. Gets a good pass across. Ooh, an awkward miss. And an awkward flip attempt, not quite there. Boo Boo's gonna have to circle back and play defensive. Maybe a little bump action coming into his slot here.
2 minutes in, we're already seeing pretty
goals. That's what we're seeing. We're seeing goals.
This has been happening every time I get ready to say something's evenly matched or something. Somebody scores.
You know, honestly,
No.
I talked to the script writers before the set. They were willing to make sure that every comment you were about to make was followed up by a goal, a save, or something crazy where, you know, it was forced to interrupt you as, here we go, another drop in towards the slot, and Boo Boo is trying to maintain an advantage. But let's go back to your point there. What were you attempting to say before you were rudely interrupted by the players?
I was just saying everything looks really. So far they look really evenly matched. Their midfield control and their ball control seems, you know, nobody seems to be dominating. And right as I was formulating that sentence, another point from MHS.
Yeah, I think the only point of domination I've been able to see, there's been a slight boost advantage on the MHS side, which allows them to get speed plays like that, create a demo opportunity in the slot, and Boo Boo cleans up on the goal there as a great cleanup of the goalie. I didn't catch the player tag flying across the screen there, but you all saw the explosion. It was phenomenal. 3-0, just past the halfway mark in this first game of Grand Finals. Remember, folks, this is a 7-game series, so teams will need to win 4 games to close this series out. You know, so we could be seeing upwards of 7 matches today as MHS still has control in the McKay Rockets side. Big shot opportunity off the crossbar, couldn't capitalize on the double touch as Goated is trying to clear the ball out of the McKay Rockets side as things are getting a little hectic in their zone, and you know, it looks like they're a little low on boost as well.
Pressure is definitely on. They might be losing a little bit of focus on for their resource management, but they get themselves on the board.
Zetrov with the most great touch over top. But look at this bounce. You know, missed back foot there. Boo Boo with not enough time to get up in the air to properly defend it. I'm gonna call that one a little bit of a lucky bounce, a little bit of a skill difference. You know, calculated. The kids would say in chat, so to speak. You know, great to break the seal on the McKay Rockets side there. I think that was an important, you know, for the rest of the series in a lot of ways with their momentum. You know, the worst thing for your mental is getting shut out in the first game, and you're like, man, how are we going to break the seal on this goal? As another huge opportunity comes in on the MHS side, and they respond in candor.
Wow. Yep. Quick answer from Sly there. Pretty straightforward shot, too.
Good speed on it, 69 kilometers an hour. Absolute heater off the half wall, to be honest. As Sly, I think maybe the top-ranked player in this lobby currently is, gets another awkward face-off goal there. Is that just a straight win and a bad bounce? Straight win. Wow, straight win. Just couldn't beat him off that quick flip off the face-off, and that's a tough play to play against, to be honest. All said and done is you're just getting beat to the ball, and both your teammates are going for boost in the mid, and Boo Boo trying to do the same thing. Oh no!
Oh, wow. Wow. Okay. MHS taking a commanding lead in the first match.
That was copy-paste up until the save, but Kenyala is able to bury that one off the rebound, and MHS 6-1, putting a statement down in this first game with 1:24 left. I was going to say something else, but Sly. great save there on the first one. I do want to compliment that save. That's a tough save to make.
That was a fantastic save.
But also Sly being smart to be in the right position, knowing that the save does come out. The ball will be somewhere around that neck of the woods and is able to bury it. Smart first shot, great first save, great follow-up. I mean, not a bad play, just a rough opportunity, and you can't win every bounce, unfortunately. But McKay Rockets looking to get one shot on net here. Good opportunity. Boo Boo on the defensive side has enough boost to play with. Gonna try and pop this out. MHS back on the offensive. As this one is carried wide. Sly shot on net. Wasn't able to capitalize. Oh, and a big shot here, and that one's gonna go far down. Hello.
What, going into game 2, what does McKay need to do to win these face-offs? There's 3 in a row. Let's see this one. Okay, that one was more evenly matched. But 3 in a row of the kickoffs looked decidedly won by MHS.
I think, you know, it's an important realization that that first play is obviously the most important to any play in the game. Is if you can gain a touch advantage, a Sly is able to just carry it over two with a little bit of a bump here. Look, folks, I think we can be fair that this game and this first game of the series might be sewn up shut, and an 8-goal difference is going to be a tough comeback. Let's turn to the mental of the next game. You know, I agree with that. Stop trying to beat the speed straight up, I think, is the important thing for the McKay Rockets to do here. As again, you know, Sly is still the first one to the ball there. You know, he's getting advantage on those opportunities there. But I think the other piece of this is you need to stop worrying about being the first one there and make the smart play to control the ball after that first touch, right? So instead of having both of your guys bail to each corner to pick up boost, leave one mid to clean up any sloppy mess that's left, you know, in the mid-high slot, and go turn it around to an advantage play. On the 0-second mark, we're going to wait for it to touch the ground, as obviously things don't end until the ball touches the ground.
And there we go.
For one more, and that's going to be game one, folks. Look, a tough game for McKay, and a couple wins I think they can come out of that with is they broke the seal on the net. That's an important thing to do. That's a tough thing to do, and it's going to set them up for success, you know, into this next game. You know, you feel like, okay, like, yeah, we got trounced. 8-goal difference is tough, right? Slim that gap down every time, right? Make sure you're not going above a 2 to 3 goal difference next game. You know, stretch it to 4 maybe. A couple ways to create those advantages and try some trickiness. I think Sly is really leaning on their, you know, over and above speed plays. Start making off-speed plays. Start changing the pace of the game. Start trying a little funny deke or something that wouldn't be consistent with top speed and a demo, right? That seems to be very much the meta that's developed in Rocket League, especially at the highest levels of play. You know, it's a lot of the time, you know, big play, big speed, and a big demo to clear out the room. Well, instead, let's slow the pace down, draw them in a little more. And I think McKay can see a little bit of more success if they're not able to set down the speed of Sly directly straight up. But Fubu opens the scoring of this game too early.
Being a best of 7, they do have McKay does have a chance to self-correct and learn from previous rounds here, but
yeah, this game and series is far from over and far from done. I mean, we've seen crazier comebacks in, you know, in higher stakes games, to be honest, right? And until the last, you know, ball touch at the 0-second mark and, you know, a match point, it's never done. I never believe it's done. However, you got to see some changes from the McKay side if they're going to create an advantage situation. I mean, they're just getting peppered in front of their own net right now, and Boo Boo finally capitalizes, but that was shot number 4, 5 on that play. I mean, you got to find a way out of your own zone first before you can start looking to capitalize on the other end of the net.
yeah, just really nonstop pressure so far from MHS. That pineapple again.
A little bit of a fruity snack in between plays, you know, just sitting on top of your roof. Like, I'm hungry. What do I want? Pineapple. That's what I want.
Grilled pineapple with vanilla ice cream.
Oh,
Yeah,
interesting.
that's right.
Grilled pineapple I've had. Vanilla ice cream is the pairing. I have not. That sounds as sweet as Sly's goal with the crazy double touch off the play here, off the roof. He's able to send it back down the opposite direction. Defender can't get turned in time. Beautiful play. Coach Nick of MHS has got to be happy with the team's performance so far.
Absolutely.
Great capitalization in front.
Really just showing why they're here.
Yeah, 100%. I don't have the seasonal record information in front of me, but you know, given the play we've seen at this level, I can't imagine they haven't been top dog all season. You know, I think, you know, Sly doing a great job as the offensive force that they've been. Boo Boo with the midfield control, and then, you know, having this solidness of Kenyala in the back end there to make sure everything gets cleaned up and away from the front of your net. Just makes for such a different level of calm play, and again, you're still seeing great cycles from your top players like Sly, who picks it up in the midfield and just goes and buries it. What a
Yep, coming
drift.
into this, MHS was 8-0 for the season in the regular season.
Yeah, I mean that does not surprise me. And can someone cue the Tokyo Drift movement music for Sly's little spinorama in the middle there? That was tight. Big fan.
And McKay Rockets were 7-1 coming out of the regular season.
And imagine, I can guess where that loss came from. Is they are trying to find a way out of this game too. 5-0 currently here, coming just down towards the 3-minute mark. They've been able to clear the ball a couple times here, but they haven't been able to maintain controller advantage. And I think that's because they're expending the majority of their boost behind their own half line, trying to get the ball cleared and out, when they really need to be worried about the control in their own zone and then accelerating through the midfield. I think that's a big piece of what they need to change heading into the next game and the next few minutes of this game here. Secondarily, I think the other piece of it is your goalie's got to be buried in the back, end of your net. Having them sitting on the goal line is an effective strategy on the goal line when you have Sly going top speed at the top crossbar. Your player's never going to be able to get up there quickly enough to even make an attempt at a save. So drop that player a little farther back, and then make sure you have support coming towards the back post. That's a huge thing. Those second opportunities that Blue keeps cleaning up in the slot, all of a sudden start going your way, start making a better transition out, and Sly is forced to make a good save as opposed to be, peppering in front of the McKay Rockets net.
And we're seeing a lot of the NHS team. Every move they make, they seem to be picking up the boost biscuits, which is a trademark term I just made up.
I'd like to formally put in a petition that become the formalized term for everything Rocket League. Boost biscuits. Can I get a petition in chat to make that a reality? Thank you for blessing us with that one.
Of course. I mean, you think about the cross promotion and the products.
Looks like the players are having some issues as well, as we see some high latency variation coming in here. These players are still able to play.
And another one from Sly, up 9-0 with a minute left in game 2. Another one from Sly. Just a commanding display, commanding performance. Two seconds left, and right off of the face-off. We have it in the McKay zone. Boost biscuit management happening.
Yeah, it's Sly still looking for another one. It's able to pass it over to their teammate, making it 11-0 in this game too. A commanding lead, as you said, for the MHS side. Kudos to Sly to making the unselfish play there with the pass across. I'm sure they had something in their, wheelhouse, trick book, whatever you want to call it, that they could have done there and scored anyway. But unselfish play, pass to the teammate. I love that kind of camaraderie.
Absolutely. And especially at this level. And the age of these players, I think it's great.
And there's the final touch.
Demo at the end there.
Little rude, but that's okay. We'll cut them a little bit slack as a commanding 11-0 win in game number 2 here. MHS putting on a bit of a show. I'm not gonna lie. Sly, obviously the top dog in the lobby right now, absolutely commanding with those air dribbles, the double touches. Really some selfish and unselfish plays on both sides of the coin there. So, looking to see them continue that commanding lead. Looking into game number three, McKay needs to find a different gear. I don't know if they have it in them. I don't know. I've suggested some changes. I hope they're with Coach Rendell right now, discussing, chatting. What are we going to change up? What are we going to do differently? All of these little things might help them, find that difference maker. But right now, it's really up to MHS to close this series out if they do so choose.
You have an MJ situation here or a LeBron situation where you're gonna have to double team Sly. You're gonna have to find a way to shut him down, try to get demos on him, do something, just take him out as much as possible, slow him down as much as possible. I don't even know if that is possible, but
I don't
I'm
know either.
anxious to see the effort.
Yeah, I think something they can lean back on if they really want to. Obviously, the demo play, it's really hard to hit the ball when your car doesn't exist. So if you do want to lean on that,
that's my small lesson in physics.
yeah, small lesson in physics. Hard to hit a ball when there's no matter. That's. Looks like actually sub announcement coming in. Sly has been subbed out for this game as we see another player on the MHS side coming in to support their teammates. We have, I believe it's Naspa. I'm going to have to double check on the pronunciation of the TO team on there. But a big goal from Boo Boo to kick things off here. And, this MHS team still looks to be in full form.
Absolutely. Not even 30 seconds into game three, and we are on the board. I'm interested to see what this sub is gonna do for MHS. Let's see how the chemistry on the field changes.
Yeah, I wonder if you'll see Boo Boo step up in a bigger way and create some opportunities as our sub.
High pass Naipa.
High pass Naipa. There it is. Okay. Hyper sniper. Okay, that's what they're going with.
Oh, hyper sniper.
I like that. I like that. Kudos on the name. Hyper sniper. All right. I can get down with that. Let's go. As Boo Boo's looking to get another shot opportunity. That was gonna ring back all the way in their net. A huge save on the goal line there. That was a tight opportunity.
Yes, it was, and it looks like MHS, sorry, is having one player just stay back in the goal area, which I feel like it is hard to contend with if you're McKay, because it just makes those transitions that much more difficult. And if you get the lucky bounce or the return from a missed shot, you're always going to have somebody back there waiting.
Absolutely, this Hyper Sniper is causing chaos in front of the net there, looking for a pass opportunity to their teammate. I agree with your sentiment there entirely, though. It's tough to get a proper breakout, not only when you have the defenseman hanging so deep back in their zone that's able to collect any sort of, icing play down the ice or moving the ball as far down as they can, but the other side of it is the forecheck on with Boo Boo just crushing people in front of the net and creating havoc in the slot space makes it so tough for any advantage to be found on the McKay Rocket side here. Is again, MHS comes back into the other end of the zone with a big shooting opportunity, and Boo Boo again with the clean up.
Boo Boo.
Hey
Boo Boo.
Hey Boo Boo. You love to see it.
What do you say? That was perfect.
And I am actually a big fan of that Coal Explosion, the Nike FC one. We'd love to see a little product integration in the game.
Yeah, that's nice.
Beyond all the lovely vehicles they have.
Sniper, sniper. Oh, that's a nice.
The Yin and Yang
Chinese
Dragons.
paper dragons.
Big fan. It's a classic. I'm personally partial to the Dab Reaper and the Missile Strike. Those are my two favorites from a goal explosion perspective.
I feel like we're not far away from soccer matches having holograms burst out of the goal, personalized holograms burst out of the goal for goals scored.
I mean, there's no reason they shouldn't. That'd be awesome. Could you imagine?
I think you could do it IRL. If they can have holograms at concerts, we can have dragons flying out of soccer goals.
That's something I really hope I see in my lifetime.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, we have it in game already. You know, actually, I was thinking about this the other day. Something I would love to see added to Rocket League as well. And, you know, I can understand why they might not do this, but what if you did similar custom demolition animations? So every time you got a demo, you know, a little car explosion is different or something like that, as opposed to just a classic explosion. You know, you could have like a little flash or I don't know, something interesting like that.
No, I get it. It's strange that it's not. I wonder why they don't.
Yeah, I wonder if the concerns that people get a little too hectic with it, but you know, I think if you controlled what you use from an animation perspective, it could be interesting. Say Onyx, if you're listening, you know, you're welcome. There you go.
Yeah, you're welcome.
Well, back to the match at hand. 4-1 here, minute 40 left. I'm going to be honest, this is a much tighter matchup. Seeing some opportunities from the McKay Rocket League side, you know, seeing some better zone control here. You know, MHS is still able to break it out successfully. They do score one there, but much better opportunities on the McKay Rocket side. You know, I like to see the control they had going there. This is just a great double touch and a classic little floater through the air.
That was he was airborne at midfield. That was glorious.
Like, cue the Top Gun soundtrack, right? You know. MHS looking for a little zone control here. A great pass to Boo Boo, who buries that in front of the net. But look at this pass off the half wall.
Yeah, that was just
gets the reset and is able to get the re-roll. And Boo Boo, you know, kudos to Boo Boo to following that all the way to the net. You know, I think he was going to go clean up a demo one way or another, if not. But that was an outstanding team play, I'm not going to lie.
Yeah, it looks like MHS is running plays. Like practiced plays.
Would not be surprised, to be honest. Like I think that touch out to the half wall looked pretty calculated, to be honest, and the teammate ready to receive, all said and done. You know, I think they got a little lucky on the corner rotation there with the reset coming in nicely on the pass, but all said and done, that was a bit of a calculated play from top to bottom on that last goal there. Kudos to the MHS, you know, coach and players for running that one.
40 seconds left in game 3.
Coming down to the final moments here. I don't want to discredit the McKay Rockets here. This has been a much better performance. You know, not as aggressive as a scoreline there. A couple tough bounces, including that one Boo Boo just put in, making it a 7-1 scoreline to now. But this performance overall, much better, much more controlled. You know, I'm not sure what the comms look like on the backside here, but I gotta imagine they're feeling a little better with the balance on the scoreboard and feel like they can at least put a couple more away in this series before it comes to a halt.
Yeah, and I would love that to see that for them. Then there's another one on. See, you brought it, you spoke it into existence.
Aquarius drove it into existence because that was a phenomenal read off the face-off there, and to get that double touch, you know, with that little boost, kudos.
The pineapple has a tongue. I just want everybody to know that.
What, your pineapples don't have tongues? I'm so confused.
No, I'm from the Midwest.
Well, our pineapples,
we don't have that here.
Let me tell you. As we get down to the final seconds here, enjoying our in-game toppers, looks like MHS wants one more, but that's just about gonna do it as the ball comes down. 3-1 for MHS, another commanding victory, as they're gonna be up on match point, which means one more game. That's a wrap to the series, folks. That's all she wrote. Now, McKay Rockets still have an opportunity to run this back, but they have a long road ahead of them, pun intended.
They have a long field ahead of them. Yes, but we did see improvement from them, as you were saying. They seem to be switching stuff up. I don't know what the in-game. I wish we could hear in-game comms.
I know.
But I mean, do you? You
For
know, like, do you want to hear it or don't you want to hear it? It's a risky thing.
maybe a little
Um,
sample, just a taste.
just
I'd
yeah,
love to understand what the energy is. Uh, the tough thing about these series is they go on for quite a long time, all said and done, from a game perspective. One game's only 5 minutes. 7 games. You're looking at 35 minutes minimum of game time. That's not including overtime or any other situation that might arise. So look, it's a bit of a battle of initial inertia and also stamina in a lot of ways, and we're really seeing a lot of stamina from the MHS side as they've put an absolute clinic on in the scoring department. I can't even add the numbers up at this point. It's in the double digits because we've had games in the double digits. I can tell you that much.
yep,
But
that's
look,
pretty safe assumption there. We got Sly is back in and Boo Boo is out.
Boo Boo taking a back seat, and Sly wants to come in and close the series out. Kudos to Boo Boo. I just want to say phenomenal series, all said and done. Midfield play was critical to the success at high level Rocket League, and absolute clinic there from cleaning up, late shots, wide opportunities. Great performance from Boo Boo. Thank you for participating. And obviously a big thank you to the Hawaiian High School Athletic Association for bringing these players together and really creating this opportunity for everyone to compete.
We obviously, well, I guess not obviously, because I did the TikTok age filter thing that predicts your age and told me I was 11 years old, but I am older than esports high school age.
Yes.
We didn't have it when I was in
No.
school, and I mean, we honestly didn't have the internet yet when I was in school. So, but if this was, I love that these programs exist, and I love that these series and these broadcasts exist. It gives so many more people the opportunity to compete in team sports, and I love it.
I'm with you. Candidly, I'm a little older than the high school gaming age currently. I graduated university and done a few things after that as well. But look, I agree. I didn't have access to these type of programming either, and I can't imagine what my school experience would have been like, the difference it would have made, and the level of community that can be created around gaming is something special. And obviously, big thank you to our partners for bringing this together, PlayVS for bringing this league together in a lot of ways. I think what we really see here is the evolution of esports and gaming at the competitive level. I want to see these players in CRL, which is Collegiate Rocket League. I want to see these players in RLCS, the Champions League, hosted by the developers Psyonix, plus the thousands of other tournaments that exist, from third-party partners, from sponsors, from content creators. Rocket League is a vast community, and that is just the tip of the iceberg when it comes to gaming. So really, I hope these players, take to heart the opportunity they have to create these communities and create, lifelong lessons from gaming with their friends. But I'm not gonna lie here, Cup. We got a bit of a tighter game. MHS really struggling to find the front of the net here. It is McKay. He's almost able to bury an opportunity here, looking like a slight boost advantage again to the McKay side, but an awkward pinch gets him to clear out.
There was definitely some pressure being put on there that we haven't seen.
Look, we have not gotten to a game in this series that the 2-minute mark, it was only a 2-0 scoreline. So that's a huge improvement across the boards. This game is a game of pixels, I'm going to be honest with you, when it comes to goals and opportunities and scoring shots. And that's a small metric to measure under when you're trying to show a difference in a player's capacity or their ability to win or whatever it may be. Huge improvement on the McKay Rocket side, huge improvement in the scoreline. Each game I've seen changes and adjustments made to improve their play. I don't want the scoreline to tell the whole story, because I really want to give them credit for the changes they've made, and a huge opportunity for Aquarius to flip one over top and make it a 2-1 scoreline even.
Beautiful. And we're seeing, it looks like a change in formation and change in tactics from McKay there, as they are having their third hang out by the goal more. And to create those kind of opportunities to turn around and get goals like that.
Yeah, again, I think it creates more opportunities for, quick turnarounds and quick resets from that standpoint. But again, a big demo coming in there from Sly to create an opening, and I think that's the big piece that McKay Rockets are missing from their play right now is they're not able to create openings as effectively as the MHS team are. You look at Sly, lost the ball opportunity there and lost the scoring opportunity. Sorry, big scoring opportunity there from Kenyal on the MHS side, but this initial play. Lost the opportunity, but maintained speed, created a demo, and that opened up an opportunity for MHS to capitalize both on a boost and a positioning, advantage. And that's really the difference maker between those two teams. Otherwise, I don't see them, unmatched. I can see McKay taking a game or two and, coming serious as they continue to progress and, adjust their play style to match their opponent.
Yeah, and I think what we're seeing as well is just you're talking about speed of MHS and their speed at which they transition from a turnover, I think is what's really impressive here. They just, as soon as there's a turnover, they're already way up and already creating a scoring opportunity. That just seems to catch McKay off guard.
Yeah, like even Sly there gets a flick over top of two, picks up a boost, and gets a nice touch towards the center slot off the half wall. This one may result in a goal. Close opportunity there. McKay's able to save it out. But again, that opportunity Sly was able to create with that little touch over top, with not a ton of boost, but enough to beat two players on the McKay side, which forced them to rotate back towards their own net. And here we are, 3-1 with just the final seconds ticking down. And that's game. MHS close out the series 4-0 with a huge win over the McKay Rockets.
That's it. That was for all the cheesecake, ladies and gentlemen.
All the boost biscuits, I think was the technical
term. The boost
term there.
biscuits. Yeah. So we put those on top of the cheesecake. Yeah.
Right. Just a little that. Look, a huge congrats to MHS. Thank you so much for participating. McKay Rockets, no slouches. Phenomenal job. I think they improved every game, every moment. Big thank you to obviously the Hawaii High School Athletic Association for helping out bring this to life and bring this series to life. Obviously, a big thank you to PlayVS. We'll be back with more Rocket League, League of Legends, gaming action in general this week. Stay tuned on the channel. Lots to come your way from all across North America. Hawaii folks, enjoy your sunset. Thank you so much. Enjoy the rest of your evening. Cup, any final words, my friend?
I think you summed it up beautifully. I will see you guys tomorrow with some League of Legends and Smash Brothers action starting at 1 p.m. Pacific. So if you haven't already, make sure you hit that follow button, and we'll see you then.
Later, chat. Thank you so much. Bye for now.